On a certain level, I can relate to that because when I was 19, I was looking like that and I was going to clubs and there was no bouncer who ever believed my age. Luckily, I had friends with me who were always drunker than me and they drew a lot of attention. Hi folks, welcome to another video. My name is Uranus and today I want to make a reaction video to TLC's first episode of the new series called I Am Shauna. So a couple of weeks ago, they released a trailer for the new series centered about Shauna's life and condition. Quick recap, she's a 22-year-old young woman, but she still has the appearance of an 8-year-old child. When she was just a baby, she was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of brain cancer and she had to undergo radiotherapy and chemotherapy, and that rendered her pituitary gland almost dormant. If it's dormant, you have a serious problem, and unfortunately for Shauna, she never grew taller than 117 centimeters and she weighed just about the weight of this kettlebell right here. Man, that thing is heavier than it looks. Anyway, TLC made an entire new series centered about her life and how she's dealing with her daily problems, living in the body of an 8-year-old child. Her biggest problem right now is not being taken seriously anywhere she's going.
I would say that she looks like 8 or 10, young, yeah.
What if I told you she's actually 22 years old?
Wow.
She's my age.
Before I get to the episode, did you know that the origin of Shauna's dwarfism is exactly the same as what turned Andre the Giant into a 7 feet 4 inches mountain of a man? Andre was a famous wrestler in the 80s that grew to 224 centimeters because he had a tumor on his pituitary gland. The same gland that slept on the job and that left Shauna with only 117 centimeters. It's crazy how much impact that small little gland the size of a green pea behind our eyes can have on our lives, especially at such a young age. Look at how small Schwarzenegger looks next to the man, seriously. So I watched the first episode from TLC's new series last night and I will give you my thoughts of the episode and what we learned about her condition. Me and Shauna have something in common because my pituitary doesn't function properly and I was only diagnosed when I was 25 years old because I was still looking like this and I hadn't been through puberty yet. I was quite intrigued to watch this because I also have been treated differently because of the way I looked. Let's get to it right now. The episode starts off with her backstory. Unfortunately, her mother found a lump on her skull when she was still a baby and it turned out to be an aggressive brain cancer. She had a surgery to remove the tumor and she had to undergo chemotherapy and radiotherapy for the next 2 or 3 years. What a tough way to start life for her and her parents, man. She was declared cancer-free, but by the time she was 5 years old and in kindergarten, they realized that she wasn't growing as the other kids. There was already a difference of about 1 foot in height compared to with the other children. So her parents went back to the children's hospital where they did some tests to her and they diagnosed her with growth hormone deficiency due to her dormant pituitary gland. What bothers me is that in the entire episode of 40 minutes they only spent the first 2 minutes talking about the origin of her problem and what they did to try to fix it. She says she got on growth hormone, but by the time she was 16, her doctor told her that she was done growing because her growth plate had fused. 16 is an early age to be done growing and for your growth plates and bones to be fused, but it's not that abnormally at all. I know a lot of women actually who had their growth spurt earlier in puberty and by 16-year-old they were already done growing. What I want to know is what happened between the time she was in kindergarten and the doctors diagnosed her with growth hormone deficiency and then the time she was 16 where the doctors told her her bones had fused and she wasn't going to grow anymore. I personally know parents that have a child that was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency at about age 7 and he's being treated with exogenous growth hormone every evening, and I believe he has a follow-up appointment every 3 months where they look on the charts and they see how he's evolving compared to normal kids of his age, and they adjust the dose and they give more if it's necessary or not. I know that he had a lot of ground to gain back, but in the span of 2 years on his therapy he gained all that ground back and now he's perfectly on track to reach a normal height. I mean, even the great Lionel Messi was put on growth hormone when he joined FC Barcelona because he had growth hormone deficiency, and look how well it turned out for him. So I'm wondering, did she start the growth hormone therapy too late? Was there a lack of follow-up in her treatment, or were the dosages not high enough? Was it because of financial reasons, because growth hormone can be extremely expensive? If growth hormone didn't work how they wanted, why wasn't she put straight on IGF-1? This stuff, like Increlex, was created for kids with growth hormone deficiency.
And I have to say that the results I got from it were amazing.
So I don't understand what happened between the time she was 5 and she was diagnosed with HGH deficiency and then the age of 16, where she was told that HGH wasn't going to work anymore because her growth plates were already fused. I would like to understand what happened in between those two times. It must have been a really tough time at 16 when the doctor told her that she wasn't going to grow anymore. Imagine if the same had happened to you when you were 16 years old. Luckily, as I've seen from the episode, she has a really nice support group with her parents and her 2 sisters. I think when you're living with a condition like that, it's really important to have supporting people around you to stay positive. After talking about her condition, they then show her doing activities that she likes with her family. Of course, she's getting a lot of looks and comments from other people.
We can't have children at the bar.
I want to get a tattoo.
How old are you?
There is an age requirement. I'm 22.
She's going to the bar and people are questioning her because they think that a child is ordering alcoholic beverages. She's going to the gym or she's going to a tattoo salon and nobody of course believes her age. Then she's going to the restaurant with her family and they give her the kids menu in front of her. The biggest problem being the constant comments of other people because of the way she looks. On a certain level, I can relate to that because when I was 19, I was looking like that and I was going to clubs and there was no bouncer who ever believed my age. Luckily, I had friends with me who were always drunker than me and they drew a lot of attention, so I always got in. When I was 22, exactly the same age as Shauna is right now, I finished university and I started applying for different jobs, and I remember very clearly that HR managers would never take me seriously even if I was qualified for the job because I still looked and I sounded like a child. So somewhere I understand Shauna's difficulties. I wish I could share footage of the episode with you guys, but unfortunately due to copyright and me not being in the US right now, I'm not allowed to do so. What I can show you is a small extract that was released a couple of days ago regarding her dating life. Because she is set to find a partner and unfortunately, still looking like a child, it's extremely difficult for her. So let's watch it together and see what we learn.
I like the bow.
You want to put me on a dating app, but you don't want me to dress provocative.
You want to dress provocative?
I have the clothes.
I know.
There's plenty of bad situations that can happen when it comes to people that want to date me. The attraction to younger people, children exactly, is an issue, and there have been times that I've attracted that, and they haven't been like super old creepy guys all the time, but sometimes they are, sometimes they're younger and it's just creepy.
What are we gonna say in your bio?
I'm short, leave me alone.
Oh, because that'll get so many
going to get hits.
I'm a Cancer. I've also had cancer.
Do people really put that on their dating profiles?
Yes.
Online dating for Shauna, I think, it's a slippery slope. The problem with online is you don't know what their intentions are.
Yeah.
I mean, are they allowed within 500 yards of an elementary school? I mean, those are
Just went there.
those are serious concerns of mine.
The problem are the fucking perverts, especially with her having the looks of a child. Online dating is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. I met my partner online 3 years ago and I'm a man and even I showed up with a knife in my pocket on our first date. To my defense, she has to meet in the evening in a park in Brussels. You never know who is behind the profile. So for Shauna, I think it's going to be really difficult to date and to find the correct partner because even under the videos, I've been reading some really fucked up comments. I admire her courage because trust me, back in those days I would never have accepted that there was a camera in my face and that I would have to explain the issues that I have or my physical condition or my non-existent dating life. The most important part that you need to remember for her story was mentioned in an interview she gave with Access Hollywood right here.
I honestly just want people to take away that no matter what you look like, we should be treated with respect because everyone has a story.
That's what you need to remember from her story. No matter how people look, we all deserve the same respect and we all have a story. I'm looking forward to the next episodes of Shauna's story on TLC, and I really hope that we will know more about her medical condition, about her treatment, and about her hormonal replacement therapy. Alright, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Shauna's story so far. If you like this type of video, consider subscribing to my channel, and thank you for watching. Uranus out.